What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have something very special which is right next to me right here. It is a 1984 BMW 325e with only one owner in its entire existence. Now, what else is special besides the one owner fact? This one owner was one of the most meticulous people I have ever come across in the automotive industry as far as ownership is concerned. This man had this little notebook here that has 137 pages of detailed records where he wrote down everything from all the services that he did to it, to where he bought the car, obviously, and even where he filled up gas. Yes, every single tank of gas that this man purchased for this car is written down here, what gas station he bought it at, and also the calculated average miles per gallon per tank when he owned this car. The previous owner was an engineer, and it shows. I mean, besides this insanely meticulous record book that he had, and it's in phenomenal condition too, even though it's from '84. The interior shows literally no signs of any wear. I've never been in an E30 that has shown zero wear on the interior. The steering wheel is perfect, the shift knob is perfect, the shift boot and the e-brake handle, which are always things that crack and rip, are perfect. The seats themselves don't have any stains and look like they've been barely sat in as far as seats from the 80s are concerned. And of course, there's no cracks on the dash. The cluster works, the odometer works. This car is phenomenal. So even though this car is an early model car, I still absolutely love the pop-out rear windows because even though it doesn't add an insane amount of ventilation, it's just such a fun little party trick to have when you have an E30. Also, the rear seats are actually surprisingly comfortable. The function and the operation of the front passenger and driver seats as far as the seat rails are concerned and the movement, it's unreal. I mean, I've never seen an E30 with such well-kept interior and such smoothly operating seats. There's, like I said, no stains on the headliner. The sunroof fully works with the electronic button, which was an option instead of it being a manually cranked sunroof. I mean, you have no signs of any sort of wear. The dome lights even work and turn on when they're supposed to and turn off when they're supposed to. It's incredible. The seat belts themselves look brand new and the buckles have no markings on them. It's just remarkable. Another testament to just how cool this car is and how well kept it was is look at the tool case. This type of stuff in E30s, you know, there's always rusty tools or something there and residues and things like that, and the foam itself is never really as spongy or as well kept as this. In this example, it looks brand new and it even has the tiny little fuses that these toolboxes came with back in the day. I mean, you even have, I think it has the Allen wrenches and everything too, which is, I've never seen that. I've honestly never seen that in any E30 that I've been around. Besides concourse cars, you know, of course. And this car comes with the 3 Series service manual, which the owner went ahead and annotated very important stuff in it. It comes with a couple extra bottle caps, the original head unit. This is the original sunroof shade that came optioned on it from the dealership. I mean, this guy that had this car before, it shows that he was a very well-studied engineer and a very meticulous one. So whatever he ended up engineering, I would trust that with eyes closed as well, because if you can see how his car looks, imagine how his projects look. So being that this car is so heavily documented and honestly presents itself so well, I obviously am super excited to take it out. However, you'll notice that I am wearing something completely different while I drive it because that was pre-recorded and the audio ended up getting messed up, which is why I'm recording all of the stand-ups now. So thanks to the magic of editing, let's go ahead and take it out and enjoy it, and we will come back here so that I can give you my final opinion. Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen to what just happens to be the most original BMW E30 I have ever been in, by far. You know, we have the original window stickers, all that sort of good stuff. The typical collector would love this kind of car. What's special about this car is that it is the beginning of the E30 in the US, and it's the beginning of what is known to be the greatest 3 Series ever made. Anybody tells you, think about the most iconic BMW, what are you gonna say? On your list, you're most likely going to have E30 within the first 2 or 3. From the factory and straight out of the dealership, these cars were absolutely phenomenal, and they still are. I'm extremely comfortable. I'm cruising at around 40 miles an hour with actually surprisingly very little road noise, and the gearbox is just amazing. It's the perfect amount of notchy, yet still not so tight where, you know, it doesn't feel like a daily driver. The clutch position, the pedal box, everything is just phenomenal. The AC works on this car as well. The dash is crackless, which is amazing to say as far as E30s are concerned. This particular example is an early model, so it does have the diving board bumpers, which the early models are known for. It has the pop-out rear glasses, which is really cool, and it happens to have the sport cloth interior, which were the optional Recaro buckets that everybody loves. However, these are finished in cloth with a cube print on them, and it's actually a really nice touch. I've never been in a car with this interior before, and I really like it. It's pretty much as original as it gets, all the way down to the BMW CCA sticker that's on the back. This BMW CCA sticker that's on the back is the one that they had before BMW got involved, and due to trademarking issues, they had to move the position of the W and the C. So all in all, is this car a performance car? No, I wouldn't consider it a super performance car or even a sports car. This iteration of the E30, the 325e, is the ideal daily driver E30. I know the I is the one that everybody wants, but if you get realistic for a moment, you don't need the high revving engine of the I for a daily driver, if you're in the city especially. This car has the manual gearbox, it has the same steering rack, it has the same bulletproof reliability. So, should you look into one of these? Yeah, I think these are awesome cars. I, in the beginning, was not a fan of the whole E thing. I mean, I personally have owned a Super 8, which is an E bottom end and a 2.5i head, which is really fun. But after driving this car, I really have no complaints. It's just as good of a daily driver as anything else that I would want. So, there you have it. Although the car is 325e, this is still a super delightful car to drive. It's extremely comfortable, very manageable if you were to daily drive it. It honestly would not skip a beat. It's super reliable. These cars are tanks, as everybody who loves E30s knows. And I wouldn't hesitate to go ahead and get into one of these. I know that the market is all about the 325i, and the E30s are fluctuating in price pretty aggressively, meaning that these cars are still at an affordable price because they're kind of what's left out as far as collectible E30s are concerned. Given there are the niche collectors that do like the metal bumper cars and do like their 325es over the I's, but if you ever do happen to come across a clean one like this, scoop it up and buy it, because you don't know how many of them are going to be left, especially in this sort of condition, which it's amazing to see how this car has held up over the years, and it's an awesome story at the end of the day. And if you're like me, you like cars that are not only enjoyable to drive and that can be driven because of the mileage also, but also that they have great stories and they have an interesting life, because that's something that I always look towards as far as a collector car is concerned. And this car has it. It adds to its character, it adds to its emotional value to someone, and at the end of the day, I really can't think of anything that I would honestly change on this car. This one is not really meant to be modified, and it's not meant to be played with in the sense of, you know, making it more driver oriented and stuff like that. This is the car that you buy it and you leave it alone and you enjoy it as is, the way it was in 1984 and the way it is now. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Drive safe, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Rev out the car, and the car will pretty much only rev out to around 4,500 RPM. Oh my God, a crane! I almost hit a bird just now. That was a bird that decided to land right in front of me. Oh my God.